Hey, you all, it is me. I was just getting ready to call it a day and go upstairs and do what I do. But I wanted to go live because I wanted to address something that has been a burning issue. And I definitely have a very strong opinion on it that I want to talk to you all about. And that is this: the question that I hear almost everybody asking is now really the best time to buy since home prices are going up and inventory is low? Is this really the market that I want to get into? Or is it better for me to wait for the market to normalize and then it'll be much easier? So there's a couple of things that I want you to think of. Number one, anything worth doing where there's value, it typically is not easy. So when you're facing something that might be a bit of a challenge, usually there's a prize at the end. Here's number two. Back in 2008, when the market crashed, there was a specific reason why it crashed, and it had to do with some of the predatory lending practices, which are now illegal. And that crash only happened here in the United States. What happened with COVID affected the whole entire globe. And so we didn't just see the real estate market crash. It didn't crash. It was that all of a sudden there was an accelerated need due to low interest rates, right? And this is something global. Global things, or things that are affected globally, that's very, very difficult to normalize and get back to where it used to be, because it looks like, you all, COVID is not going away. Now, here's the third thing I want you to think about. If you are looking to maximize your money, I literally have been on the phone with my clients that purchased in 2021, and not one single one of them had their home depreciate or normalize. Their homes only went up in value, anywhere between $13,000 to $50,000. I have one person who just closed in November, you all. That's just a couple months. Her home has already appreciated by $14,000. You tell me something that handed you $14,000, and she closed the end of November because it was right near Thanksgiving. So let's say December, January, we just touched February. Her house handed her $14,000 in 3 months. Others of my clients that have been in their house for a year, they were around $20,000 to $50,000. You tell me something in your life right now that is handing you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a 12-month period, some of them less than 12 months. You all, my best piece of advice is to hear what I say to you. The real estate market isn't going to be changing anytime soon. This is a global thing. And there were a lot of deaths, unfortunately, that we saw in 2020 and 2021, but also a lot of births. We are not getting any more land on this planet than we have right now. So the value of real estate is only going to continue to go up. My advice to you is to grab a hold of any piece of real estate that you can. Here's another thing. I want you to think about the numbers. People say, well, the prices of homes are high. Absolutely. But interest rates are still low. When I bought my first house in 2008, I had an 8% interest rate and I had good credit. So hearing folks say, oh, if it's 4%, yeah, that's good. You all, it makes more sense to buy something that might be priced a little higher, but the interest rate is lower, than to try to wait, which is not going to happen, but try to wait for home prices to go down and interest rate is high. You all, what do you think you pay more money on, the principal or the interest? Think about it. How do banks make money? Do they make money on the principal or on the interest? It's the interest. So if you're sitting there thinking that housing prices are going to go down or something, it's not happening. If you're thinking that the market is going to crash or there's going to be some bubble, it's not happening. If you think that there's going to be an influx of foreclosures or something like that, that is not likely to happen either, because so much money was pumped into the economy to help save people and to help get people out of predicaments and to help them take the mortgage payments that they missed and wrap it to the back of their loan, that you're not going to see that. Be smart. Can I show you something? A few years ago, I was telling people to invest in these things and they laughed at me. One of these now is worth $38,000. When I was talking to people about it, it was like worth $500 and they laughed. You all, real estate, at the very least, even if you want to believe that it's going to normalize, let's look at history. History tells us when the market goes wonky, it takes at least 7 years to normalize. So for my clients who purchased a property and they saw the value go up $20,000 in a year, what are they going to see at least for the next 5 years? It's going to continue to go up. And what's going to happen? Their favorite realtor every 6 months is going to be sending them a report telling them, this is what happened to your property value. It went up, and it's based on the houses that sold. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up. And then their favorite realtor, probably around year 5, is going to encourage them to have the discussion either amongst themselves or if they're married with their mate to see, might that be a great time to sell and cash out? Because those clients should be making or banking somewhere between $100,000 to $200,000 profit. Where else can you get that? So you all, my best piece of advice for you for 2022 is get your hands on some type of property, some type of land. It is only going to appreciate in value. Do you really think that you could get something, even if it's not the best? The land that it sits on is only going to appreciate because guess what, you all? We ain't getting no more land. What we got is what we gonna get. We not getting no more. So even if it is a rat trap of a home that can be knocked down, the land is still going to have value. Even if you're not in the business of flipping, the land will have value. Now you get a piece of property that has a building that you can work with, a home that you can work with. Wow, you really cooking with grease. I have clients that literally purchase properties just so that they could do Airbnb rentals in places like the Poconos or Tampa Bay, Florida, Miami. They were seeing like $40,000 monthly in revenue because they did that. And they're sitting on this gold mine and they're like, Joelle, we want to sell, but because it's not their primary property, we have to be careful because of capital gains. So they have to take that money and they got to put it somewhere so that they don't get a huge tax bill, which I definitely can help them with on that too. So irregardless of what it is, you all, it is an excellent time to buy. The interest rates are still low. In my little world, interest rates aren't high till they're like 6, 7, 8%. We're not there yet. 2022 is probably the last year that you'll be able to capitalize. You all, even if you're having credit issues or you're having issues with down payment money, that need not stop you from being smart. Stop putting your head in the sand. Start getting curious. Start asking questions. And start getting a team around you that can help you see the numbers and help you understand how to grow your wealth. A lot of y'all are getting income tax refunds soon. What are you going to do with it? Are you just going to spend it? Or are you going to take the time to think about what your options are to actually create a nest egg for the future? You all, that is a public service announcement from your favorite realtor, Joelle Terranova, and also CEO and founder of Get House Ready. I have said what I have said, and now I'm going to retire and go to bed. You all have a great, great night. I'll be answering DMs probably all day tomorrow. You can call me. You can text me, 484-269-6423. That is my number. I'm not afraid to get on the phone with you. I hope you all have a great night. I hope this has helped somebody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.